Hi, my name is Sylvia, and this is day, I believe, 42 or 43 of me showing up to the internet and talking about whatever I want. If you're just joining us, I've been doing a challenge where I show up, talk about whatever I want. It's a practice in authenticity and the hope that I can kind of close the gap between my thoughts, desire to share, and actually sharing it with people. And one thing I wanted to share is, for those of you who don't know, I have been recovering my nervous system the last 2 years. I was basically super burnt out, let's say, of corporate lifestyle, of hopping from job to job every few years, as well as being burnt out from never recovering a sense of self after going through childhood trauma. So it's been a doozy of a 2 years for sure, and like crazy different. Look at this, I'm sweating, so we're gonna take this off. And just my life has changed in the way I feel in my body, and the way I've been able to reconnect with a part of my personality that I abandoned because I was too afraid. I didn't know where it went. I believe it's a bit more of my childhood personality. But even then, if you suffer from childhood trauma, if you have complex PTSD, if you were adultified at a really young age, you may also identify with this feeling. When I was growing up, I had a really weird relationship with time. When you are raising yourself, or there's a language barrier between you and your parents, there's a lot of really meta things about life that just really hard to ask questions or really get an understanding of unless your parents and you speak the same language and your parents have the energy and time to be able to invest in you as opposed to investing in our survival, right? So there's a lot of things going on. Let's not blame our parents, but because ultimately I'm 35 going on 36 and all of this is my responsibility. But what I noticed was, one prime example was around 11 years old, I started to think very seriously about where I wanted to be. And by 13, I was already behind on all of my goals. And so even since then, I rarely looked forward. It was like this catch-up game of well, so-and-so got a record deal at this point. I want a record deal, or I should be there. And so it was never next year, I want to try to play more music. It was always backwards looking. And so for the first time, I have decided to write out my intentions for the next year, and it's been a wild experience.